All right, just a recap of the game. I thought our kids played hard. I thought we were in a ball game through about 3 quarters and a half, maybe a little longer. I thought our kids were competing, and they competed the entire ball game. We just we got ourselves behind the 8 ball early in the first half. Defensively, we played really well in the second half. First half, not so well, which kind of put us behind the 8 ball. I think our guys competed. We had some busts that really were critical that hurt us in the first half defensively. First half offensively, we struggled to protect the quarterback. We struggled to run the football. And anytime you do that on the road, it's going to be hard to win. We ended up making a couple plays down the field, throwing the football, but got in the third quarter, and the 2 turnovers back-to-back series really kind of ended our opportunity to go win the game when it was, a 2-score game. We were in the ball game, but 2 straight turnovers don't help you. We had a couple injuries. Probably the biggest one was Antoine Littleton. Got a high ankle sprain. Probably won't have him this week. Still working to try to get him, but there's a good chance he won't play. But he was the major injury. We had some bumps and bruises that kept some guys out, but we expect those guys back. Open it up for questions.
On the offensive line, are you seeing look like the pressure is coming from everywhere, but I know that Grayson's out, Chris is in. Is it a situation where pressure's come up the A-gap and then Evans kind of just wherever he goes, he's kind of stuck, or is it you see a look of everything?
I thought Chris played extremely hard and extremely well. I think we struggled on the edges at tackle more than anything else, and as the game goes on, we knew they had tremendous pass rush ability. I mean, that was not a secret. It wasn't like all of a sudden, we figured it out. We knew it going into the game. I think the biggest thing was, we needed to be able to, as an offensive staff, adjust faster to protect our quarterback and do some things in protection. We did that in the second half and had some success throwing the ball down the field. So we just need to be able to see that earlier and get that done faster.
What do you think led to the struggles defensively in the first half, along with 3 touchdowns, and also special teams not helping out either? What do you think just went wrong in that first half?
Well, I think we spilled the ball by a guy that's supposed to contain the ball for a touchdown. So one guy, all he got to do is keep his outside arm and leg free, and there's 10 other guys coming this way. He spills the ball, and the ball goes that way for a touchdown. Now, I don't know if it went for a long game, explosive game. We get out of our pass rush lanes when we've got it covered, and the quarterback takes off and runs down the field because we are not balanced in our pass rush lane. So those are the 2 in the first half that really hurt us. I thought the second half our guys played extremely well. The kicking game, the touchdown on the kickoff, poor kick placement. We never kicked the ball in the middle of the field. We kicked the ball in the middle of the field, which screws up our lanes in coverage. We still had 2 guys unblocked that should have been able to fold and make a play. But when you're a directional kick team and you kick the ball poorly, that's going to hurt you. Again, mistakes that hurt you. Not physical mistakes, but mistakes that just hurt you, that you don't – we're not a good enough team to overcome those kind of mistakes.
Is that something just when you're trying to kick it in the middle of the field, is that something that Maddox works on and kind of struggles with? Because I think it's fair to say same thing with the field goals, right? Sometimes he can make it from 70 yards out, but not always hitting it on target.
That was the first time he had kicked the ball in the middle of the field all year. So, not a struggle. he mishit one.
What did you say to the defensive unit in the halftime locker just for them to fix kind of those big plays that were happening?
Fix the problems. wasn't like there were anything. There's no magic pixie dust to go say, hey, don't spill the football, box the football.
And did you get a chance to talk to Landon Morris? I know he didn't make the trip. Did he quit the team, or is he just kind of?
He's just away from the team for personal reasons.
Okay. What about for senior day? What's it going to be like for you? I mean, you've been around these guys for a while, even when you were the chief of staff. I mean, what are some of the names and faces and memories that are going to stick out to you on Saturday when you see these guys walking up?
Well, obviously I want to be able to salute those guys because, college athletics is a tough business. These guys are now going to play, for 2 head coaches, some of them maybe 3 head coaches. So it's a business. I hope those guys have grown and that they understand the value of getting a college degree. Not only that college degree, but growing in the relationships that they built while they're attending college, because that's truly important. The degree is important, but the relationships that you gain and nurture and grow over that period of time are what's going to carry you down the road. And I hope those guys that walk across that field as seniors for the last time understand that.
You mentioned Antoine's out for the game. As somebody that was like,
I said he might be.
might be.
Yeah.
If he is out, how does that affect the game plan? Does that mean Jerez gets more touches, or has it become a little more pass heavy?
We're working on that game plan as we speak.
What about North Texas? I mean, they've lost 5 in a row, but
Mm-hmm.
they're they don't really get blown out in these games, and I mean, I would imagine you're probably seeing some good stuff for them on film.
Yeah.
What do you make of them? Even like I said, it looks like they've been almost even against Army too.
Sure. Very explosive on offense. So that keeps them in the game. I mean, in today's college athletics and college football, if you can score points on offense, you got a chance to win any game you're in. So they have done a great job there. They fired their defense coordinator because they were giving up a bunch of points. And if you look over the last, I think they've lost 5 in a row. They've averaged over 27 points in those games. So it's not like they're, not scoring the ball. They are scoring points. So for us, the most important thing for us is to keep their offense on the sideline. How do you do that? You got to keep drives alive. Okay, you can't be second and 15. We got to be second and 5. Second and 7, and then 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3, and then convert and keep the ball, keep them on the side. We got to keep Morris on the sideline. He's one of the better quarterbacks in our league. They got tremendous skill guys, but to win this game, we're going to have to score points, kick field goals, or pooch punt, because the ball's near midfield and we need to make them go to long field. Those 3 things got to happen for us to win the game.
Are there guys you've been around this game a long time? Are there guys from this team, players from this team that you think are going to stick in your mind for a while just because of how they themselves on the field, off the field? I mean, you were important to helping Stan build things around here, helping build the staff. You've seen a lot of guys come in and out of this building.
Yeah. I mean, I think about guys like I think about guys that we just got in the program that have made a big impact. The Latrell Jeans and the Andreas Keatons and those guys that have really come into this program and put a stamp on things in this program, because those guys are done a lot for this program. JDP's done a great job of growing up in this program. There's a lot of guys that I think that have put their stamp on this program. I think a foundation has been laid by some guys. The key is moving forward, getting pieces in this place that, can win games in this league. There's not enough pieces to win games in this league.
I think one of those pieces is also Taekwon, guy that also came over, transferred from within the conferences. What have you seen from him, and how has he kind of developed from when he first came here and now where he's one of the top leading tacklers in the conference?
Well, he's done a really good job. He's a play hard, tough kid, done some really good things for us. He's got a long way to go as far as development as a true inside linebacker. I'm proud of the weekly effort that he's put in, but he's got a ways to go. And you know, we're happy that we've got him. But he is, you know, sometimes we look at stats, okay? Well, you guys look at stats, and you don't see the big picture sometimes. He's done a really good job for us. He's got to improve for him to be a top-notch player, football player, all-around player.
What about any freshmen or redshirt freshmen who you've seen that have maybe made a big jump, again, like beyond stats? You know, guys that have kind of maybe pushed for more playing time, or guys that you think could be building blocks for the future here? Whether it's on defense or guys that are going to be tough for it all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of names right now, guys, because I don't really, you know, in today's game, there are no red shirts and all that. You play the best players that can play now, because it doesn't matter who they are. If you develop them at this level, you're going to lose them because somebody's going to pay them and they're going to go somewhere else. So I'm really careful about putting names out there of people that have played well, that developed, because, I mean, they're going to get $50,000, $70,000 somewhere and be gone. I mean, that's been proven here to happen. And I hope this administration hears the need for finances to keep good players on this football team.
Do you talk to Arthur about that stuff?
Oh, yeah. A lot.
What's next for you? Maybe you thought about what you want to do next after the season? You want to keep coaching?
My goal is to be the head coach at North Myrtle Beach High School in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I'm not threatening that guy that's got that job now. I'm just kind of kidding, but that's my goal, is to be the head coach at North Myrtle Beach High School. Open up me a little, I got a house down there, so kind of open up me a little place down there and maybe sell clams or shrimp or something like that.
What goes through your mind when you think, so if that's next, like, you've been around this game for a long time, what flows through your head when you think back on your career?
I've seen so much. You know, when I was at Texas, I signed the #1 player in America, a guy named Corey Redding, #1 defensive player in America. At Ohio State, I signed a bunch of guys. I remember when relationships meant something in recruiting. I signed Von Bell, who was the #1 safety in football, and at Ohio State. And I got to know, I still communicate with mom, dad, and that guy, because of those relationships that we built. That doesn't happen anymore, and that's sad. It's sad for college athletics now, that recruiting is about money and not relationships anymore. And that's, you know, that's why I want to go be the head coach at North Myrtle Beach High School, where there are relationships.
Where do you see this all going? I know it's a tough question to answer, but like,
Yeah.
is there a way where this kind of corrects itself? Where, yeah, like you said last week, the toothpaste is out of the tube. Athletes are going to get paid.
Yeah.
Collectives, but like, is there a place where that matters? And then, like, because I feel like there are probably a lot of guys that are here because of the relationship.
Sure.
Latrell probably could have gotten more money somewhere else. But like, is there a way where that can eventually live in the same space again, or do you think it's too far gone?
I think it's, you know, it's like the toothpaste being out of the tube. I don't know how we get it back, but something's got to happen. I'm all for the players making money, so don't get me wrong there. I'm all for the players getting paid. I'm not for the players getting paid out of value. You know, I think there ought to be some kind of scale. You know, there are places that are paying guys a lot of money, and they're second and third team. And there's bickering in locker rooms. I've got tons of friends at places that go, you know, that the players are bickering in the locker room because the guy next to him makes more money than he does. You know, and he's playing more snaps. So I don't know how to put that toothpaste back in the tube, but it's gotta happen somehow.
And that was probably only a matter of time before you were gonna start hearing about that stuff.
No question, no question.
Do you see, like, when donors, like, do you see, like, donor fatigue out this stuff too? Because, like, donors who donate to a collective, and then all of a sudden they're climbing all over a head coach and saying, like, hey, I donated X
Sure.
amount, and now I'm not getting return on my
Sure.
investment. Is that another problem that can come out of this too?
Sure. I like for it to become a problem at Temple. It ain't a problem right now. There ain't enough money being put in any collective here. So maybe, those are problems that you like to have to fix. So,
Is that something that with the new president at the university, I know you talked with Arthur about a lot. Is that something you have personally got to talk with him about yet, or
no.
what are your talks with Arthur like? Like, what are the details that are going into it? What are you actually talking to him about?
Arthur is a friend of mine. We talk about personal things.
Have you ever brought up like the NIL with him and just where it is at this university?
Sure, it comes up.